Oh, I see your mom. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you talk really close. Okay. Are we good? Music's good?
Her violin is ready.
And she's in the procession line?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure we got it. All right, do not read this until I give you the go ahead from back there. All right?
I don't know if it'll make me see it, so I have my glasses on.
Oh, all right. Give me 30 seconds to get back here. Just start. Okay?
Yep. Everybody. Good morning, and welcome to Gerstel Academy's 2022 8th grade graduation ceremony. My name is Brooklyn Moore. I'm a 5th grade student at Gerstel Academy, and I am also the sister of Brayden Moore, who will be graduating today. We ask you to please rise, remove your hats, and remain standing for the invocation. Good morning. My name is Erin Young. Thank you for joining us on this special occasion. Please place your right hand over your heart and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. My name is Allison DeLisavoy, and I have the honor of introducing one of my 8th grade classmates, Elizabeth Rabolski, who will be performing the national anthem on the violin for us today. Please join us in singing our national anthem.
I invite you to bow your heads and pray with me. Almighty God, we thank you for the many blessings you have given us and for this day to celebrate and remember. We recognize we are not alone in this world and that you have provided parents, families, friends, teachers, coaches, and mentors to help guide our way. Thank you for our school and its community. We ask that you watch over us, protect us, and help us to live by our Gerstel principles and embrace our leadership attributes. We thank you and ask that you continue to help us to humble ourselves before you and respect the divine nature of life in the universe. Take responsibility for our actions and their consequences. Be honest, ethical, moral, and true to our word. Be courageous in the face of adversity and give us the wisdom to do the right thing. Lastly, we thank you and honor you for the lives of those that came before us. We stand on their shoulders, which lift us higher to make the world a better place. Amen. Please be seated.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our 2022 8th grade graduation ceremony. For those who do not know me, my name is Carrie Wargo. I'm head of the middle school here at Gerstel. We thank you for joining us as we celebrate our student leaders. As I open today's ceremony, I'd like to share a few examples of how I've had the privilege of watching many of today's graduates gain in confidence over their middle school years. This isn't part of my speech, but I want to start by saying, let's give another round of applause to Elizabeth Rabolski. That was excellent, and it takes a lot of courage to do that for sure. Portrait leader Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "We gain strength and courage and confidence by each experience in which we really stop to look fear in the face. We must do that which we think we cannot." Additionally, portrait leader Helen Keller said, "Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." So what is confidence? Merriam-Webster's definition is a feeling or consciousness of one's powers or of reliance on one's circumstances. I believe that confidence is instrumental to great leadership. One cannot be a strong, proficient leader without it. Unfortunately, I do not have time to share every single instance of one of our 8th grade students demonstrating growth and confidence, but I will share a few with you today. I've personally watched Lydia grow from a quiet, passive 6th grader to an 8th grader willing to take risks and try new things. Not only is she our student speaker today, she designed the graphics for the front of our music concert programs this year, and she even runs her own website in her spare time. Talk about growth. Davey exhibited confidence when I asked him if he'd be willing to speak at our Black History Month assembly. Let me start with, when I interviewed him as a prospective student at Gerstel, I was very impressed with his confidence and poise. He's hands down the best interview I've ever had. However, when it came to public speaking, he lacked a bit of confidence and told me he didn't believe it was his strength. However, he agreed to speak anyway at the assembly because he knew the experience would help him improve, and improve he did. He did an outstanding job. I saw Seth's growth and confidence when I asked him to be one of the students to represent Gerstel Academy at a Leadership and Diversity conference. I asked him to think about it and let me know if he wanted to do it. He immediately came back to my office and said he'd be happy to. He then spoke at a leadership assembly to share with the middle school what he had learned. Over the last several years, I have watched many of these students gain confidence in the classroom, too many to name, either through improving academically or sustaining academically, participating often in class to share their insights, public speaking, or by being a strong self-advocate. I watched confidence exude during the theater arts performance and saw sides of students I hadn't seen before. Clinton, wow, you really can sing. And Lewis, I love the magic act. I had the privilege, along with our Norm Smith Leadership Award Committee, of interviewing 11 Norm Smith Leadership Award finalists. Each of these students took a risk by applying for the award, even though 10 of them will not win. An interview with both middle school administrators and 4 teachers is a bit anxiety-inducing. I felt anxious for them, but they had courage and made us proud. The 11 finalists were recognized yesterday during our awards ceremony. I also want to thank our middle school student government officers for leading our school initiatives this year. Our president, Braden Moore, secretary, Asher Sager, treasurer, Matthew Glazer, and historians, Lydia Leffert and Tejal Kuna. So I have one last example of watching confidence abound in this 8th grade class. I had the privilege of coaching our red basketball girls team this year, and I'll never forget the day a few of my 8th grade red team players scored their first buckets. You know who you are. I watched them begin to believe that they could do it, and as a coach, there's no better feeling than that. 8th grade, I hope each of you continues to see yourself as capable, as a winner. Be confident in who you are and in your abilities. Take risks and be okay with falling short sometimes. If you truly embrace all upper school has to offer, your confidence in who you are and your strengths and capabilities will soar. I can say that definitively as I've watched many of our middle schoolers progress through our upper school for 11 years now. And I've seen my own 2 daughters flourish in this regard. Tomorrow, I get to watch my senior graduate, I'll try to hold it together as I say this, from our rigorous academic institution and go to pursue a doctorate at Elizabethtown College in occupational therapy. And as I look at her advisor sitting in the back of the room, I know that Dr. Elaine Shea has been instrumental in cultivating that interest with Lauren. Our faculty is truly one of a kind in their care, guidance, and concern for our students. Thank you, faculty. While I know Mr. Cole will express appreciation in his closing remarks to everyone who made today possible, I want to take a moment to thank Mrs. Sprinkle and Mrs. Kowalski for being here late last night. When I said, please tell me you're not still here, they replied, we'll tell you that, or we would be lying. Mrs. Sprinkle has a graduate today. I was prepared after we set this stage to stay here and help set up everything in the back that you're going to see at the end of this ceremony. And they told me to go home because I have a graduate tomorrow. The spirit of community here at Gerstel and how we take care of one another is something I have always sincerely cherished. So thank you. Okay, back to the students. We wish you much success and happiness in upper school, as well as your future endeavors. Of course, I'm going to leave you with a Wizard of Westwood quote. So in the great words of the one and only Coach Wooden, do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Now I'm honored to welcome Lydia Leffert to the podium to deliver the student address.
Thank you so much, Ms. Norgrove. Hello, everyone. I'm Lydia Leffert, and I've been attending Gerstel Academy for over 8 years, starting since kindergarten. The thought of us all moving into upper school is still sinking in, thinking of it as our final years of school in general. In about 4 years, we will be graduating high school and most likely heading off to college as adults. The thrilling feeling of not knowing what comes next returns, like it did when we transitioned to middle school, coming from a very different reality. Almost everyone here can recount their 6th grade in their own way, whether you were here or not. For those who were, it feels almost like a dream now. We went to classes in the pack, participated in our school's athletic teams for the first time, bought candy on Wednesdays, and even better, got ice cream on Fridays. Mr. O's elaborate lectures, Ms. Newman's fun and easy math rhymes, Mr. Gorley's leadership classes, where you never knew what might come next, and getting introduced to advisory for the first time. But what came afterwards? For starters, a pandemic. The pandemic that we still talk about today, and the one that made us do school online. It was right before we were supposed to return from spring break when a mass email was sent out, telling us we wouldn't be having school for 2 weeks. Not so bad, right? Well, as you might have already guessed, those 2 weeks turned into 2 months, and so forth. We were forced to finish our first year of middle school remotely, battling internet issues and all of the above. To say the least, it was a struggle, but we now find ourselves fully in person and doing better than ever. Miss Newman's fun and easy math rhymes returned. Now we had Mr. Gibson's elaborate lectures that would always end up in some sort of story about how the world might end. Mr. Emmetson's science classes, in which he would always find himself saying, "So-and-so, please step inside the hallway for me." And the usual basketball game on the court during our sap time. Middle school, all in all, has been a time of growth, change, and most of all, fun. We find ourselves on the stage with new hopes and desires, different from 6th grade, new friend groups, and friends even, because this year alone, we have met the best people ever. This year's class is by far my favorite, and whether you're leaving this year or just joined Gerstel, on my behalf, thank you. So with this, I'd like to bring up a call to action. There's this anonymous quote that reads, "Be proud of yourself and the progress you've made, especially the progress that no one else has seen." So, I ask of you, when you walk outside these doors, think about the first time you walked through them. Because deep down, we can all reflect and laugh at the good and bad times. And for those who may never walk through these doors again, I send you hopes of good luck. But for those who will, I say go Falcons.
Great job, Lydia. Thank you for that lovely address. I would now like to welcome Clinton and Kyle to the podium to introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning. My name is Kyle Rudick, and this is Clinton Cole. We are honored to introduce our guest speaker, Gerstel Academy alumnus Nick Wilson. Nick was one of the original 7 students involved in the opening of Gerstel Academy when he began attending Gerstel in kindergarten. At that time, the little brick gate house was the only school building. Nick graduated from Gerstel in 2015 and was president of his class. He then attended John Carroll University in Cleveland, Ohio, to pursue his passion of playing lacrosse, which unfortunately came to an abrupt end his sophomore year due to injuries. Although Nick was unable to continue with lacrosse, He was able to partake in and coordinate many activities and events while at John Carroll. Nick was a member of Alpha Kappa Psi Delta Mu, a business fraternity. He also participated in the Collegiate Leadership Competition, a competition against other colleges which involves team-based challenges. His team earned first place.
Additionally, Nick was one of the coordinators for GCIT Day of Service during both his junior and senior years. Most importantly, he had an amazing opportunity to study abroad in Italy his junior year, where he stayed 1 month in Abruzzo and 3 months in Rome. He graduated from John Carroll with a double major of Business Management and Human Resources, and minored in Italian Studies. After graduation, he furthered his studies by earning an MBA, also at John Carroll. He graduated in the summer of 2020 and moved back to Maryland, where he is currently working at his family's drywall company, J.W. & Sons, as a project manager. Congratulations to Nick as he also got engaged this past November and will be getting married in October 2022. I now welcome Nick Wilson to the podium.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. As Clinton and Kyle mentioned, my name is Nick Wilson from Gerstel Academy's founding class of 2015. I would like to start by saying thank you to Ms. Wargo and the middle school class of 2022 for asking me to be a speaker at your graduation. I would now like to congratulate the graduates for all of your hard work and all the effort that you guys put into this day. I would also like to congratulate all the parents, families, and teachers for all of your dedication, encouragement, support that you have given to these students. From helping with those last-minute projects to eagerly attending those late-night school functions. I know these past 3 years haven't always been ideal, but each and every one of you has had to make sacrifices for your family, education, and even sanity. Whether you realize it or not, these sacrifices have made you all exceptionally resilient individuals. Today, we are here to celebrate all of your accomplishments as well as the challenges you have overcome. After you walk across this stage, you are not only closing out a significant chapter of your life, but beginning an exciting brand new one. It's been about 11 years since I was sitting in your shoes, anxiously waiting for the conclusion of this graduating ceremony. I was looking forward to my new status as a high school freshman and the freedoms that went along with it. I honestly didn't know what to expect, but nonetheless, I was eager to see my friends again and meet all of my new classmates. I couldn't wait to begin my new classes and partake in new activities that weren't available to me in middle school. But most of all, I was thrilled to play sports in high school. With Gerstel being such a small school at the time, even smaller than it is now, it was definitely a great opportunity because I was able to play soccer and lacrosse with the current high school students as a middle schooler. After starting high school, I was fortunate enough to be a starter for soccer and lacrosse all 4 years, and we ended up winning 2 C Conference championships, 2 lacrosse conference championships, and then we moved up to the B Conference where we won another soccer title. But enough about me, this is your day. After reading your bios, I have no doubt that you will flourish in upper school. I'm blown away by how actively diverse your class is and how deeply invested you are in the community. It is truly inspiring to see all the passion you have for these activities. Your class is comprised of multilingual speakers, skilled musicians, theater enthusiasts, artists, bakers, photographers, readers, animal lovers, and competitive athletes. We have athletes who play soccer, lacrosse, basketball, golf, mountain biking, ride horses, play volleyball, as well as athletes that ski, fish, do karate, play football, and roller skate. Pretty impressive. It is encouraging to see so many of you embracing these interests and pursuing them with passion, conviction, and persistence. It's fantastic that some of you take such an interest in giving back to the community. I was humbled to hear about the support of Project Linus and how generous you are with your time, talents, and treasures in supporting these children. With that being said, you are about to embark on a momentous and opportunistic time in your life. It is a time where you start to understand who you are as a person, your passions, your goals, your strengths, your weaknesses. While it seems that some of you already have a strong grasp on this, high school is a time for you to not only advance in your passions, but to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. I'm sure a few of you have already started to plan out your future, such as where you want to go to college and what career you want to pursue. But I know that most of you, I know I myself, have no idea what you want to do, where you want to go, or anything like that, and that's perfectly fine. I encourage you to participate in new experiences, ask questions, attempt something that may seem a little daunting at first. Walt Disney said it best: we keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things, because we are curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. You will never know if you enjoy doing something if you don't even try. When you try new things, you open yourself up to great opportunities, like meeting new friends, learning more about yourself, gaining confidence, and creating lifelong memories that will last you a lifetime. Oh, and it's also a great college resume booster, too. One great example of stepping outside of my comfort zone was when I studied abroad in Italy. Going into college, I didn't think much about studying abroad until one day when I saw a sign that said, "Study abroad in Italy," in the Italian studies booth in the atrium. I always wanted to go to Italy, so I decided to check it out and see what they had to say. I have to say, the senior that ran the booth was one heck of a salesman. I started to seriously consider a semester abroad in Italy after hearing all of the great things he had about his experiences. However, there were a few things that I was still hesitant about. For one thing, I didn't know a single word of Italian. How am I going to learn a whole new language in 4 months? Another roadblock was that I didn't know a single person going on this trip. I'm going to be away from all of my friends with a bunch of strangers for 4 months. Again, not ideal. And finally, all of the classes that were offered had nothing to do with my major, like Italian history and Italian literature. Not something that I'm too interested in. Despite all of my hesitations, I decided to go on the trip because when are you going to get the opportunity to spend 4 months in Italy? It turned out to be the best decision I ever made. I made friendships that will last a lifetime, who I often still visit whenever I get the opportunity. I was able to visit 9 other countries and partake in so many experiences like paragliding over the Swiss Alps and visiting the Christmas markets in Berlin. And it turned out that those classes I had no interest in originally ended up becoming my minor. I was able to work with my advisor to double major in business management and human resources, minor in Italian studies, without having to take any extra classes. But sometimes you may not have the same positive experiences that I had. You may come to realize that something just isn't for you, and you may want to go down a different path altogether. You don't always have to be successful at everything, because mistakes are an unavoidable part of life, but choosing an intimidating path or a path that may end up being, or a path of uncertainty, may end up being the most beneficial path for you. You won't always have the answers, and you certainly won't always have the correct answers. You will always experience failure at some point in your life or your career. You may fail a test or an assignment, or you might make a crucial mistake during an athletic event. But it's okay to fail. What makes a successful leader is not someone who does everything perfect, but someone who makes mistakes, recognizes those mistakes, learns from their errors, and strives to correct their faults. No matter what, don't sweat the small stuff. In a few years from now, no one's going to remember that you accidentally drew on the whiteboard with a Sharpie or scored in the wrong goal during a soccer game. Take it with a grain of salt and turn each situation into an opportunity to better yourself. So, graduating class of 2022, as this ceremony comes to an end and you start thinking about your summer vacation and completely forget everything I said today, I want you to remember this. You are going to be faced with many challenges, and you won't always overcome those challenges the first time. But you won't be able to grow as a person or as a leader if you don't challenge yourself and learn from these experiences. You won't know what you are capable of until you try. There is always hope, and always work to reach your full potential and be courageous in the face of adversity. Thank you again, and congratulations to the 8th grade class of 2022.
Good afternoon. My name is Amani Eldahabi, and this is Mia Stoltz.
Gerstel Academy in the 8th grade class would like to thank Nick Wilson for sharing his time, talents, and treasures with us today. As a token of our appreciation, a donation will be made to the Against Malaria Foundation in Nick's name. This donation will help to prevent the spread of malaria by distributing long-lasting insecticide-treated mosquito nets to susceptible populations in developing countries.
The Against Malaria Foundation has been active in 36 countries in Africa, Asia, and South America. Malaria is one of the most severe public health problems worldwide. Each year, over 200 million people become infected with malaria, and 435,000 die. Over 60% of these deaths are children under 5 years old, making malaria one of the leading causes of child mortality in Africa. Since this is a cause that is important to Nick, Gerstel is pleased to make a donation on his behalf. Nick, thank you again for delivering our graduation address and celebrating with us today.
Okay, now for the presentation of awards. I welcome Dr. Smith to the podium to present the Dr. Marguerite Gerstel Awards in Math and Science.
Thank you, Ms. Wargo. Again, Nick, great job. Appreciate it. Well done. It is my pleasure to present the Dr. Marguerite Gerstel Award to 2 deserving students, actually 4 deserving students, actually 3 deserving students, because one person won both, math and science. There's a math award and a science award. A little bit about Dr. Gerstel. Dr. Gerstel called me 2014 and said, I think we're related. What do you mean we're related? Well, my name's Gerstel and your middle name's Gerstel, so I think we're probably related. And sure enough, we are related. And she made it to the school in around 2015 and met with our middle school students. I'll never forget it because one of our students who is graduating from Caltech this year was in the 8th grade at the time, and he presented, I think 7th grade maybe, and he presented to her the cure for cancer as a 7th or 8th grader at Gerstel, and she was so overwhelmed by this. That was Matthew Zedlock. She was so overwhelmed by this, she said, you know, you've got something going on here I want to contribute to. And so she has donated money every year since then for students that are outstanding in mathematics and science in middle school, specifically the 8th grade. Now, I looked into her background, obviously, when she came to visit me, and I found out that she was no slouch in the science department because she had a master's degree in geophysics from Harvard, a BA degree from Harvard in mathematics, and a PhD from Caltech in planetary science. And she's been head of a school engineering department for a number of years and retired 4 or 5 years ago. She's written multiple books on Mars. And she told me her claim to fame is she's one of 5 people on planet Earth that's had control of the Mars rover and been able to control the rover, and she's written a number of articles about Mars and so on and so forth. She's an expert on Mars. In any event, 2022 male recipient of the Dr. Marguerite Gerstel Award for Mathematics, and a $100 gift comes along with this, is Mr. Kyle Rudich. Kyle? Our distance, Kyle. Let's get a picture, buddy. The 2002 female recipient for the Dr. Margaret Cristela Award for Mathematics is Sonia Dobanovsky. 2002 male recipient of the Dr. Margaret Cristela Award for Science is Kyle Riddick. Kyle, come over. The 2002 female recipient of the Dr. Margaret Cristela Award for Science is Mia Stoltz.
So I have the privilege of presenting the Gerstel Academy Academic Excellence Award. This is given to the top 2 students who have earned the highest calculated grade point average in all subject areas throughout their middle school years. We have some very capable 8th grade students, quite a few with solid A averages for all 3 years of middle school, which is quite impressive. However, these 2 students rose to the very top with grade point averages in the A+ range. The salutatorian, or the person with the second highest overall GPA, and winner of the first 2022 Academic Excellence Award is Kyle Riddick. And the student who would be considered our valedictorian, the student had a 99.5 overall GPA, so if you round that up, as a former math teacher, it's a 100. The winner of the 2022 Academic Excellence Award is Asher Saker.
The Gerstel Academy Community Spirit Award is given to the top 2 8th grade students who, through their consistent efforts in community service to others, have earned, someone left their pen up there, distracted me. Have earned the most hours throughout their middle school career. One of the winners of the 2022 Community Spirit Award, with a total of 97 hours earned this year, is Asher Sager. The second recipient of the 2022 Community Spirit Award, with a total of 77 hours this year, is Sabrina Tigador.
Good morning. The Gerstel Academy Athletics Award is given to the 8th grade girl and boy who have demonstrated leadership, sportsmanship, and excellent athletic performance in multiple sports throughout their middle school career. The female winner of the 2022 Athletics Award is Becca Sprinkle. The male winner of the 2022 Athletics Award is Braden Davis.
The Norm Smith Leadership Award is named in honor of Mr. Norm Smith, a greatly admired and respected teacher, coach, colleague, mentor, and leader who served our community from June 2007 until August 2009. Mr. Smith died unexpectedly while teaching his faculty peers in preparation for the new school year. His presence and contributions to Gerstel Academy are memorialized with this award. The Norm Smith Leadership Award is the most coveted middle school award at Gerstel Academy and is given to the 8th grade student who best represents our Gerstel Academy leadership model. Our mission and our motto and our value system are expressed through our principles and attributes in the 5 academic areas of leadership and our functional view of leadership development. This award is for the student who consistently demonstrates Gerstel Academy leadership qualities in and out of the classroom, on and off the playing field, on and off campus. This award is more than a simple recognition of positive behavior and compliance, but recognizes the intentional use of leadership values and skills for the improvement of themselves, their classmates, Gerstel Academy, and the larger community. This student is recognized by the faculty for his or her positive, consistent leadership example and voice throughout their middle school career. I would like to pause first, to express appreciation to Miss Bethany Grandy for leading the Norm Smith Committee this year and for holding the process to exceedingly high standards. Thank you to the entire committee for sharing their time, talents, and treasures, Mrs. Wargo, Mr. Cole, Mr. Salenza, Mr. Gibson, Mrs. Prosher. On to our winner. Here are just a few things or examples of what this student's teachers had to say about his or her character. This student actively demonstrates the Gerstel Academy principles and attributes each day. The student's peers look to him or her to be the example. The student stands out in all aspects. He or she is a great student and a leader who is respected by their classmates. This student just stands out to me with an overt desire to better him or herself and others. The student's ability to unite classmates, set an example, and instruct and guide others is truly exemplary. I believe this student to be in a league of his or her own in this regard. I am honored to present this year's Norm Smith Leadership Award to a student who leads his classmates by example and who unites the class in a positive direction. The winner of the 2022 Norm Smith Leadership Award is Adabi Adetungi.
All right, now for the moment we have all been waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. Each graduate will also be presented with a medallion commemorating this graduating class of Gerstel Academy Middle School. We are continuing a tradition. As students' names are called, will their families please rise and stand? We want to recognize you too for your efforts and support in helping your child to reach this milestone. Mr. O will now read the names of our 8th grade graduates.
Adabi Olusegun Adetunji. Gavin Thomas Bates. Owen Andrew Beatty. Clinton Bernard Cole III. Seth Azad Dasti. Braden Stephen Davis. Allison Jane Delisavoy. Sonia Marie Dubanovsky. Amani Salma El-Dahabi. Olivia Akushika Finn-Williams. Piper McKenna Gallagher. Matthew Brian Glazer. Logan Richard Heaps. Malcolm Raleigh Hoare. Courtney Aaron Hogan. Louis Albert Hogan V. Jake Andrew Holthouse. Maggie Ann Kennedy. Tejal Kuna. Lydia Wade Leffert. Ashton Violet Loeb. Olivia Francesca Lute. Sarah Jean Mitchell. Braden Christopher Moore. Samuel Alabadi Oluyemi. Juliana Sophia Ascanoa. Brendan Jacob Hokov. Molly Elizabeth Renker. Elizabeth Jenna Brabalski. Kyle Jacob Rudick. Asher Elliott Gerhardt Sager. Ariel Eve Sophia Shayaya. Caleb James Spielman. Caitlin Olivia Spicknell could not be with us today. Rebecca Frances Sprinkle. Mia Benyon Stoltz. Sabrina Tigador. Erin Rosedray Yellen. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in recognizing Gerstel Academy's 2022 middle school graduates.
Good morning. I'm Seth Dosty, and this is Becca Sprinkle. Each year, the 8th grade donates a class gift to the Gerstel Academy Middle School using some of our fundraising monies. Our class has decided to purchase 2 storage boxes full of athletic equipment to be used by middle school students during their student activity period, or SAP.
The storage bins will be located by our SAP areas near Carolyn B. Smith Hall and South Lock Courts. In the boxes, we have donated basketballs, volleyballs, soccer, and footballs. We hope this donation makes activity period a lot of fun for current and future middle school students. Mr. Plasko, please come forward to accept this gift to the middle school from the 2022 8th grade class.
Thank you so much. Great idea. Great idea. Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us today as we recognize this 8th grade class of 2022. You did it. Great job. We're proud of this group of students, and we wish them the best luck in upper school next year. As portrait leader Arthur Ashe once said, "Success is a journey, not a destination. The doing is often more important than the outcome." As you get ready to embark on your upper school journey, I encourage you to take advantage of all the opportunities to do. Join a club, try out for a sports team, take an art class or 2, join the chorus, play a musical instrument. Do something outside your comfort zone. You never know what talent or passion you might find. You have all shown you're very capable of great outcomes, which we're celebrating here today. But some of our best experiences will come from the things we do with the people around us in this room today. And now I would like to express appreciation. We would like to recognize all of our 8th grade advisors who have nurtured and mentored this graduating class, Ms. Sabad, Senorita Andino, and Mr. Edmondson. Please stand and be recognized. fact, I'd like to thank our entire faculty for their leadership and guidance. Will you also please stand and be recognized? We would also like to express appreciation to Dr. Smith, our founder, President Emeritus, and President of the Board of Trustees for his vision. Thank you also to Mr. Pelasco and Ms. Luke for their support they have provided for our administration, the faculty, students, and families this year. Thank you again to Ms. Heidi Lippy-Sprinkle for managing the many details of today's celebration, and also for Ms. Tracy Kowalski for assisting her in this. Thank you to all. Yes, please. Thank you to all the faculty members who asked if we needed help in the office during this very busy time of year and stepped in to lend a hand. In particular, I'd like to thank Ms. Kasner, who stepped up to allow Ms. Sprinkle to be an 8th grade parent for this ceremony. Thank you to all of our fellow administrators for their continued support. To our IT department, Ms. Jothan, Mr. Samuel, and Ms. Molesworth, thank you for the countless things you do for us. To Ms. Daly and Mr. Reith, thank you for helping with the music for our ceremonies. Mr. Stem for the live stream and all of the social media posts of the great things we do throughout the year. To Mr. Schultz, our Director of Facilities, Josh Baldwin, and the amazing staff, thank you for transforming this gymnasium into a wonderful place for our graduation ceremony. Thank you, parents, for your dedication to your children, our students, and the loyalty to our school and its mission. After the ceremony concludes and our faculty and 8th grade graduates have processed, please join us in the back for some light refreshments and a slideshow of memories created by Miss Megan Jothan. Graduates, before you leave today, make sure to grab your gift from the table at the back of the room. We have a tradition of singing the Gerstel Academy alma mater at the conclusion of each event. The words are on the back of your program. Please stand and sing as Aaron Young and the 8th grade chorus lead us in singing our alma mater. Will our flag bearers please come to the front?
Please remain standing as our graduates and faculty process. Recess.